Hi everybody. Welcome back to Sam's Doing Stuff. What am I doing today? Dealing with assholes. Yeah, so we've had 5 break-ins around us, including our immediate neighbor to the north. 5 in the past week. They're hitting, and they're hitting hard. Now this is Sam's Doing Stuff, not Sam's Doing Time. So no, I'm not gonna handle it like I wanna handle it. Yeah, that would be stupid. Don't do that. But I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do to maybe make us less of a target. So they've been hitting outbuildings, barns, you know, where you keep all your toys. And my barn here, this 60 by 40, is wide open. I mean, there's really nothing I can do about that. I might, at some point, put up some cattle gates or something. It would be a little bit of a deterrent, but if they want to get in, they're going to get in. So the very first thing you need to do, of course they're coming and doing this at night, is you've got to make it a less desirable target. And I've got motion sensor lights as soon as you walk in this building. That's a good start. I also have some pretty decent floodlights outside of this building, and I just installed this brand new garage door this year, and that's definitely going to be a bit of a deterrent. But when they get in, they get in. And when they steal stuff, you need proof. Now I've already got cameras. There's one up here. And you need them to be, it doesn't matter. You want people to know you have cameras. That's right, because it's a deterrent. You want to stop them before they start. So anyway, this camera here has a pretty good overview of the whole building. Also, motion sensor lights inside at this end too. Check, but we need more. So I got more. Now, I'm using Ring cameras. This is not sponsored. I purchased these cameras. We use Ring cameras around our house. Already have the subscription. The whole thing's in works. So with all the cameras we already have, I'm just adding to that. I love the way these work. So I figured if you like it, just stick with it. So one thing I would suggest, no matter what camera system you go with, battery operated cameras. Some of your cameras should be battery operated. In case you lose power, these will stay on, and if your Wi-Fi is hooked up to a battery backup, you'll be able to see what's going on. Immediacy, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. If you're sitting there in bed and your phone goes off and you look and there's somebody getting through your stuff, you need to be able to call the cops immediately. So I believe in battery backup for everything. Battery cameras along with wired cameras are always a good idea. I'm gonna get this one set up right now. Now, believe it or not, I'm actually thinking like a thief. I'm thinking, where am I most vulnerable? If I were gonna steal from me, where would I approach? And this area in here for my bulk storage area along the North Ridge seems like a pretty good place if I were a thief to come in and try and come in undetected. So I want to point a camera in that direction, but I also want it to cover the buildings. And if someone gets too close to the building, I don't want a camera so high that all you see is this, you know? You want it to be kind of at face level. So I'm going to go just above, you know, so it's shooting down just a little bit. But if they see your camera and they look at it, well, that's the whole point, right? After that, if they do damage to your camera, whatever, you got their face and it did its job. So right here. Yeah, it would take a lot to steal an excavator, but you still need to put them away. I need to be better of that, putting machines back in the barns and locking them up and taking the key back up to the house with me. I don't know how I feel about locking doors because If someone wants to break this, they're gonna break it, and then I've got a broken latch. But I guess I should lock it. Now, probably the biggest advantage to locking your doors is, in Ohio, at least for me, B&E is a felony. So I've got my cameras and I've got my lights, and I want to stress how important these lights are. Not only are they a deterrent, but for the camera's sake, they need to be able to see what's going on. And as soon as somebody rounds the corner, they're getting lit up. Now, with all that preparation, it doesn't mean you're not losing your stuff. Yeah, they could be deterred, they could be videotaped, they could be under lights and everything. Maybe they don't care. Probably their judgment's impaired to begin with, if you know what I mean. So they're just coming in trying to get a quick grab, and from what I understand, they've been stealing small tools. So I'm gonna pack my small tools in my truck and take them up to the house. It's just one more thing. Pretty much anything worth more than 50 bucks. There. Now, it's a pain in the ass. Yes, it's a pain. But I don't want to lose this stuff. And if I got hit, I'm gonna lose it, you know? And to think that, nah, it won't happen to me. It happened right next door. I could be next. So what I want to happen is I want somebody to see this and go, yeah, I bet there's some stuff to steal in here. And they come down and they get their picture taken. And then I can call the police and have information that leads to their arrest. That's what needs to happen, you know? So this is what we do. Now I know the type of people we have around here. Salt of the earth type people, you know, they don't put up with this crap. And I'm afraid somebody's gonna get hurt. And I just hate it. I just hate it with every bit of my body that you should even have to worry about it. But man, I'm not gonna just take it, you know? Not gonna just take it. So if I make it through tonight without any incident, I'll probably put up more lights and more cameras tomorrow. But if somebody comes snooping around, well, hopefully I have no video to show you. Let's just put it that way. We'll see what happens. I'll talk to you in the morning. All right, well, I'm very happy to report that there's nothing to report. So we haven't heard anything from anybody. Of course, my wife's on some text messages with folks she knows around here, just haven't seen anything or heard anything, but that doesn't mean it's not gonna happen again. I'd like to install another, this one's a floodlight camera, right up in here, just kind of overlooking, you know, big wide shot, just to see any activity, a little bit of a warning. Oh, speaking of warnings, now you might already know this, but I just found this out last night. If you've got a camera app or some kind of app that will let you know that something's going on, you know, you may mute your phone at night when you're sleeping like I do. Well, I didn't know this. I can go in and there's a do not disturb button, whatever. Well, you can set that to not disturb you at night, but allow whatever apps you want to disturb you. Like, you know, if somebody's moving around on my Ring camera, I want to know, so I'll just let the Ring app disturb me, but everything else will be quiet, because I get emails and texts and whatever all night long. I'd be up, you know. Yeah, maybe a deer or a cat might walk through the camera and I'll get woke up for that, but hey, that's fine. Anyway, I didn't know that about the do not disturb function, so I thought I'd share it with you. You can Google how to do it if you want. That's what I did. Anyway, this trailer's empty, and I've got stuff I've got to do. Today's Thursday. Scott's coming to stack baskets, and he can't stack if there's nothing to stack. So I got all that oak already pre-cut. This is not the way I wanted to do this. That was supposed to be pre-cut for bad weather. But I'm gonna have to go ahead and start splitting that because he's gotta have something to do. So let's get to work. That makes me feel better that is almost full. I got a plan for Scott when he gets here. But it makes me feel better in a lot of different ways, you know? You guys know that firewood can be therapeutic. And this, running this machine, the Axis, is definitely therapeutic. Get your mind off of things, because I lost sleep. My wife and I both lost sleep over this. It's not good, you know? And I'll just say one more thing about this situation. Yeah, I hope those people get caught, whoever it is, and I hope they get punished for it. I really do. There's two types of people in this world. My mom taught me this. She was a preschool teacher for a long time, and you can tell this in people when they're young, and it needs to be taught and trained out of them. There are two types of people. One will not steal cookies from the cookie jar because they know it's wrong. It's just wrong, and you just don't do it. Another type of person will not steal cookies from the cookie jar because they're afraid they'll get caught. Think about that. The motivation there, knowing it's wrong and then not doing it because you'll get caught. And that's the type of person that when given the opportunity, they'll take it. They'll steal, they'll do something wrong when given the opportunity. The nicest person you can think of in the world, oh my goodness, they'd never do anything like that. Given the opportunity, that type of person will take the cookie. Anyway, you can tell how I feel about all this. We talked about other things too. I might build a separate storage room in the back corner of this barn. That's a really good idea. Nice, solid, secure deadbolt lock on it to put all my valuables so I can keep them down here, and then the rest of the barn can be workspace. You know, obviously that's not happening immediately. Yeah. So, well, once Scott gets here, we're going to top off the trailer, and I think I'm going to surprise him. I'm going to get him on the tractor and let him move a few pallets. So, anyway, I'll check back with you when he shows up. All right, Scott, hop on over here. You want to get on the side that doesn't have the loader valve. The reason I like to do that is because if you've got a load on it at all, and you bump this, well, yeah. So, guys, Scott's gonna work the tractor for the first time. I'm gonna have him just kind of move some pallets of logs in so I can split them. I guess, you know, whatever. I'm gonna go over all the basics with him, all the safety stuff, keep your load low, all that crap, you know, that everybody needs to know. You don't need to hear it all, but we're gonna go over that and then we'll come back when he starts moving it. You ready?
Yep.
All right, cool. I've got you in low gear. There's a turtle and a rabbit here, so you'll go slow. You have more power in low range, of course. If you're pushing something, you're gonna be able to push more weight when it's in low range. It doesn't change the way the loader operates though. The loader will lift what it'll lift no matter how high your RPM is, no matter what. The RPM, the only thing it changes is
speed?
Yep, and the amount of power you have driving, okay? So before you move, you gotta lift your ballast box. That's this lever here. Go ahead and pull that back until it goes all the way up. Pull it all the way back, there you go. Ballast is extremely important. You cannot lift heavy loads with anything without enough ballast or the tractor will tip. Now, if you're gonna lower that, you gotta do it really carefully. There's just like a little, it starts to go down right there. Because you don't want to drop it too fast and smack it into the ground. So just be really gentle with that. All right, now if you want to move the tractor, you're gonna have to lift the loader. Now remember what I told you, everything towards you is towards you, everything away from you is away from you. So if you want the loader to go towards you, you pull back. If you want it to curl towards you, you curl towards you. If you want it to go away from you, it's away from you. So go ahead and lift it up. Now, a good thing to do when you have forks on is you want to see those forks so you don't run them into anything. Curl it all the way back. Now they're up like that so you can see them. All right, now you're going to go ahead and back it out. Just watch both ends so you're aware of where you are. There you go. Now, with forks on, you're going to need more room than you think you need. So I want you to come this way. I want you to try and get into this pallet right here. Now, see how you're still crooked?
Yeah.
You need to swing more.
All right,
so go ahead, back up and try it again. You always need to swing more than you think with the pallet forks. All right, now swing it out wide and try and, yeah, there you go. You want to line the tractor right up with where you are. There you go. Now you're getting it. Nice and straight. All right, stop before you get to it.
Beautiful.
Now, you're gonna have to try and get those pallet forks into the pallet. It's a little bit jerky. Remember what I said, there's like a little sweet spot that you want. You want your pallets to, or your forks to be level. There you go.
We good there?
That's pretty good. Nice and gentle, easy in. Get it all the way in.
All the way.
You get as much leverage as possible by getting your load as far back as possible. Now, when you lift, you want to pull back, and then if you run out of lift, then you can curl your load. You have more power curling than you do lifting.
Okay.
So lift as far as you can. That's good. You're going to just move this in, so you don't need to be like way up in the air. So now I want you to bring it into the barn and put that down next to the splitter.
All right.
Right about here. That's good. Lower it nice and gentle. There you go. You feel that sweet spot there? Because if you push a little too far, it'll just drop it. All right, now you're gonna back out of the pallet. Cool.
So that's getting close to empty. I'll roll the last one on, grab the pallet, put it over there, grab the next one, move it in.
Yep, that's pretty much the operation. I'm gonna split, you're gonna supply me with logs. If you have any questions, you stop. You get off the tractor, come tap me on the shoulder, we'll figure it out.
So since it's already warmed up, do I still have to hold it on that or just start?
No, the glow plugs are already warmed up. You should be able to just start it. I do it all the time, it doesn't hurt anything to warm the glow plugs. I just do it out of habit. But yeah, like you asked, the pallet forks are 36 inches, the pallets are 48. So as long as you're in the pallet, you shouldn't poke through and hurt anything, but take it slow, deliberate.
I like that it doesn't move when you don't touch anything. It just sits there.
It sits there when you're done. Yeah, that's right. It will roll a little bit.
Yeah, when I was going backwards, it rolls just a little bit.
Yeah, but if you need to stop and make it go the other direction, just hit the other pedal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hydrostatic transmission, so it's not like you have to put it in gear or anything. You want it to go the opposite direction, you just hit the pedal. So, all right, I'm gonna start splitting, and then when the pallets are empty, you know what to do. That was efficient. I liked that a lot. I just kept working. You not only brought the logs in, but you loaded the log lift too. So, I mean, you can tell by the amount of wood we got in that trailer. It was fast. What do you think about it? Tell me what you think about driving.
It's nice. Not that, it's pretty easy to drive, surprisingly easy. I thought it was gonna be a lot more difficult.
Yeah. I say with machines, if you don't make any mistakes, they're great. But when you make a mistake, it messes things up in a hurry. You can destroy something fast. So that's why you gotta respect it. You gotta respect, I mean, it's got a lot of power. Even a tiny little tractor like this, you know, it can do some damage. But it turns someone like you and me into like 5 men. Yeah. So do you think, I mean, heck, I was impressed. Every time I turn around, you're bringing a pallet in, you didn't drop anything or break anything. Yeah. Did you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun?
Yeah, I'm just sitting there.
Yeah. So you get paid in tractor time today. You don't get any cash. How's that? Just kidding. I'm going to pay you. Oh, it's fun. It's fun. This is a good way to end this video. I feel really good about this. After all that we've been through over the past couple days, hopefully we don't have to worry about it. I don't know. Take precautions. That's all you can do. Yep. So anyway, hopefully we'll have all of our stuff the next time we're doing more stuff. See you then.